That's the sheriff right there. I was up here protesting. I had to pack it up because it was raining. I was getting ready to put this up on the walls at City Hall. You feel me? Get ready to put this up on the walls at City Hall. And I'm representing the Baltimore block. This ain't my fight, this is our struggle. Activism ain't terrorism. But I'm gonna terrorize you with the truth. That's Mayor Brandon Scott 2025. That's Mayor Brandon Scott 2026. And that's Mayor Brandon Scott. Everything that Mayor Brandon Scott got, he gonna have to turn over to the Inspector General. And you can't redact none of that. All right? You can't redact nothing that you got. Remember the State of the City address? You put me out 2 years in a row. I had a ticket. So in 2026, Sidnor, Ebersol, McCaskill, Roof, y'all represent me. And y'all gonna have to tell the truth about Shorty. I was making a movie about Baltimore. And I put it in the book, The Democrats. And that's Scott Schellenberger, all right, in that toilet. You feel me? The Democrats. The whole book. So Mayor Brandon Scott, you between a rock and a hard place. This is where the rubber meets the road. We had Taxpayers Night. Everything from Taxpayers Night for the last 10 years. My testimony gonna be evidence for a federal investigation. Everything that Zeke Cone got when I gave it to you, you gotta use that. That testimony at the Board of Estimates, you gotta use that. That book you got, Shorty Pull Your Mask Up, you gotta use that. Everything you did to hurt me, gonna help me. All right? TMZ.com, Reverend Al Sharpton, everybody that participated in my illegal incarceration, you got to put it all out there for the world to see. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. You did the movie A Body of Politics. Well, this is Shorty Pull Your Mask Up. And everything you got to turn over. It's my intellectual property. And that's the Office of the Inspector General right there. My intellectual property. You got to turn over everything you got. President Trump got everything. And President Obama. Everything Commissioner Worley got, you got to turn over. I was making a movie, weaving the social fabric. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. I'm the cook in Baltimore. Never bite the hand that feeds the city. Social media for social change. I don't need 1 million people to march. Facebook did it for me. They documented everything from 2006 to now. All our representatives, everything I've been going through, jail, home, Google Maps. Like I said, that's Mayor Brandon Scott right there. That's Mayor Brandon Scott and Jack Young. That's Bank of America. And that's the forged check. Y'all let $350 fuck y'all's life up. $350. That's we the people, all right? I got a right to property. Yeah. And you took an oath to defend my constitutional rights. That's not my signature. You feel me? And that's Senator Antonio Hayes. We talk about monopoly, the money behind mass incarceration. Yeah, it ain't just a board game. It's money, it's Maryland's money machine. And I'm running activism classes. That's Delegate Kaylin Young. That's the ACLU. And that's Vanessa Attenberry. All right? Y'all tried to lynch me. And the only one that spoke up for me was Kaylin, Delegate Sheila Roof, and a couple other individuals. It's making a documentary, and it's clearly right here. 1402 Lochner. That's my number. Lisa Madigan, Attorney General. All right? Attorney General ID number 08 IG. All right? Barbara Mikulski, 2009. That's Corey McRae. That's also Brooks. And that's Bank of America. That's the 32nd District. That's CASA. That's the United States of America. All right? And that's Monopoly. That's Malcolm Ruff. So we're going to finish what we started. I'd free a lot more if you knew you were slaves. We talking about the money behind mass incarceration in Maryland. $250 million in intellectual property theft. I'm still playing. And y'all got to pay me off. You owe me, you're gonna pay me. If not, it's a real life house of cards. And I ain't gotta change nobody's name. Yeah, a real life house of cards. I'm packed up, getting ready to go. There go my toilet, all American story. And this is Whitey. I let Whitey get wet, all right? Showing up for racial justice. That's South Church. And right here, with God, anything is possible. Remember Gil Scott-Heron? Whitey on the moon? Well, Whitey work for Shorty now. That's my dog, Whitey. And it's the dog tags. Commitment to service. Rosa sat, Martin walked, Obama ran. Activism ain't terrorism. Activism is 365 days a year. They terrorize you 365 days a year. And you gotta meet them at where they at. You feel me? You gotta meet them at where they are at. So I come to where the power is. And the power is City Hall. My fight is mass incarceration and homelessness. See the homelessness in Baltimore? Every time they have an event, they clear the homeless out. So City Hall can shine. But they ain't gonna shine a whole lot in 2026. What y'all gonna do when the movie come out? You made We Got a Monster? Well, I'm gonna show you how to defeat the beast. A body of politics? Shorty, stop shitting on me. Let us design and get Shorty. 20 years a slave.